Hi everyone, this is Micaiah Cosmo with the athlete section. Welcome back. It's been a minute, but I'm excited to get back into it. Today we have a special guest. I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
Hey y'all, I'm Melanie Doggett and I'm a track athlete. I run the short sprints. I do the 100, 200, 60, all of that and all of the above. So yeah, I'm glad to be here.
We're glad to have you. I'm super excited. The first time I met you, because I had my brother on a past episode about 2 years ago, and I had a few more track and field athletes on here. But I think I mentioned that my sisters ran track, and you ran with them around the time that all of y'all started around the same time.
Hmm.
And then since then, you literally just took off, and I was like, whoa! Like I'm seeing all kinds of like articles written about you, all kinds of posts and videos on social media. I'm like, she's something. Like she's really taken off with this, and I'm very happy and proud of you for doing so. My sisters
Thank
love watching
you.
you as well, so
I love
doing
watching them
great
too.
things.
I miss running with them. I miss running with Sydney. Yes.
Yes, they miss you too. They're like, oh, and then we used to run together. They always bring up like the times back then. It was like, oh, we used to run together. We used to be on the same team. We used to be on a relay together. We used to see each other all the time. But yeah, they're really proud of you as well. So it's good to
Thank
see
you.
y'all grow and just what the big things y'all are doing in the sport.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I guess that kind of segues into my first question is, so you started around, what year was it? Was it 2016, 17 that you started track and field?
Whenever I was 5, so I think that sounds about right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, five,
Yeah.
6. Yeah,
So,
that sounds about right.
okay, nice. I almost got it. So, with that, what kind of brought track and field to your parents' attention and kind of struck your interest? What about it said, let's put her in the track and field and see what she does with no prior experience, or any, I guess, yeah, I guess no prior experience. What was it that kind of struck out to you to say, yeah, let me go ahead and try this?
Okay, so my parents, this is their story. That's what they've always told me. But they said like, oh, they saw me running out, playing outside with the neighborhood kids and running fast. And this fifth grader came up to them and was like, wow, she's so fast. They couldn't catch her. And then that's when my mom said, oh, we should put her in track. And then my dad took me out there. My dad took me out there and told me, okay, you're going to be on this team and you're going to go run. And I was like, okay. And that's what I did. And then for a long while, and I would just run and I would have fun doing it. It was just fun. I would just go out there and
Yeah.
run. And then afterwards we would chill at the track meet. I get me a little ice cream and, we'd be cool. And then we moved to Georgia and
Yeah.
that's when we figured out that, yeah, this is what I want to do. And then I joined the Bolts and dry phase and would
Yeah.
we would run and I would do my thing and then I progressively started to get better and until I was like running like 10 running the times that I like some good times and some crazy times and doing what
Yeah.
I was doing. So yeah, that's basically probably like the whole story.
Wow, that's a good story. So, where were you? You probably said it, but where were you before Georgia? That where you started out track and field?
North Carolina, I think in Raleigh,
Okay.
Charlotte area.
Okay. Nice. So then it was then that you kind of like already started and then came here and said, okay, let me just continue this journey on and see how it is in Georgia. Okay.
Yes.
Wow. So after you did it, you said it was really fun. I enjoyed it. What about it stuck to you and said, yeah, this might be my sport. Like I'm actually in love with this sport now.
I think I That's a great question. I would just kind of just run and it would be like a part of my routine. I didn't really start like understanding how much I love the sport until like probably this year. Like even though like 10 years under my belt, like it was just like something I did. But now I'm understanding like, oh, I do enjoy this and I like the community aspect of track and field and I like the running and I like how everything is just like it's such a like crazy sport. Like people be moving so fast in like long
Yeah.
distance and sprint. They just be moving. I'm like, dang. So so, like, from all my past experience of running, it's just been something that I've done, but then I'm starting to understand that, hey, this is like something I enjoy.
Yeah.
Like I've
It's
always,
nice to have that transition too. I like that.
mhm.
You mentioned how everybody just moves so fast. When we first were introduced to track and field, it was probably during the Olympics. My dad ran track years ago, but we didn't understand the importance of times when it came to track. It wasn't just a whoever gets down to the track or whoever gets down to the finish line first wins. It was more of a okay, but who has a better time in certain heats? How did that kind of resonate with you? How did you kind of understand that and be like, okay, no, I have to run this certain time. I can't just win this heat. I have to win the whole, I guess, sector of it.
Still trying to understand what a good time is myself because my friends ask me. I go out and help with our track team, and like I'm a part of the team, but like I have the most experience out there, so I try to like help them and figure it out. And then they run these times, and I just don't understand. I don't know if it's a good time or a bad time, but I'm always celebrating them because it might be their best time of the season, or they might think we
Yeah,
are. So I'm always out there celebrating them, but it's like the comprehension of my times and other people's times they don't click for me, like what's a good time and what's a bad time. Like I know I run fast, but I don't know if that's a good time, I don't know if that's a bad time. It's just, but it's, I think I try to like that click for me was probably this year. Everything's starting to click into place now, freshman
mm,
year or like maybe last year. Everything's starting to click
yeah,
into place, and like I'm understanding. Okay, this is more than just running every summer and spring and
right.
conditioning. This is like an actual like it's starting to like actually develop in my mind. Like okay, this is like the sport of track and field.
Right. Like now it's like all coming together, different pieces. Like, okay, now these are the stats behind this is the strategy behind it. Like now it's all not just fundamentals, but now it's like, okay, now a big piece of the puzzle I'm able to look at.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah, you're running collegiate times. You're running crazy NCAA Division One times in a 60 meter. Yeah, 7.17 I think in a 60 meter.
Not
Okay, I
recently.
want to make
That's
sure I
my
kept up
fastest
with it.
time, 13. But this year I
Wow.
ran a 7.2, 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, those are phenomenal times. How so with a lot of athletes, I've heard lots of stories where athletes would peak at certain points and just get really big in the head and let that take over them, let that be their identity. You root your identity in Christ, and you've mentioned a lot of times how that has been helping you propel forward. So how are you able to manage humility along with your success at the same time?
So it's like you have to figure out at first what your definition of humility is, or what the true definition of humility is. And it's like,
Hmm.
it's not like being insecure. Like insecurity is just pride in a different font. So humility is like understanding where I'm at and understanding that this is where I'm at right now and this is what God has given me right now, and not pride is like, oh, I'm better than what I am, or insecurity, or I'm worse what I think what I actually am. It's like the
Hmm.
understanding who I truly am and what I'm at right now. Not saying I can't grow more by the grace of God, because I will, but it's like more of I'm right here and I know I'm where I am right now and I'm comfortable with who I am and I'm confident in who I am. So it gives, since I know who I am, I'm comfortable with other people getting the spotlight. So I guess you could call that humility, or but it's just knowing where I am and being confident in who I am.
Right. I love that. Do you have a favorite verse that you kind of take with you through every race, or does it change every race, or what verse do you stand on in order to just kind of root your identity in and just yeah, I guess stand on for the season?
So my life verse, that this is gonna be my life verse. Ever since I read it, it's like, okay, yeah, this is it. But my life verse is First Timothy 12. I can pull it up. I don't like. I would love to have it memorized, and I need to, but let me pull it up because
No, that's me too. I have a favorite verse, but I know the verse itself, but I always forget the chapter. I'm like, hold on, let me make sure I quote this right. One
right, I don't want to
second.
be wrong. So it's First
Right.
Timothy, First Timothy 4:12. Do not let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for believers in speech and conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity. So that's my life verse.
Amen.
So I like my goal is to guide others to Christ. That is what God put me on this earth to do, and through track and field, that is what how I'm going to do it. And so like God has always put me in this leadership role where I can teach people and help people. So why not guide them in the right way they should go instead of the wrong way? track and field. Like as I said, my sixth grade and well, my seventh grade year mostly, I was the manager on the track team. I didn't get to run on the track team, but I was the manager of the track team. And my main goal for being out there was just to help everybody get better and have a great track team and have a great track season. So I feel like my goal in
Wow.
life is just to minister to others and just help them become better versions of themselves, especially through track and field.
Wow, that's very inspiring, especially at a young age to hear that. That's going to take you far. You also have siblings who are very superstar athletes as well. You have a brother who just got committed to Mercer on soccer, and your sister's doing amazing to track and field too. How are you guys able to keep that sibling rivalry, but also just love for one another in the same way? How does that whole dynamic, I guess?
So we're all really close, like, but we don't really talk about sports. Like, we know we're all good at our own things. Like, Morgan's a great uh, longer sprint runner, like the 400, 200. She's fabulous at those. And I take pride in that. Like, like, I support her and all of that. And Bryson, he's an amazing soccer player because they're both doing things that I don't think I could ever dream of doing. And so they're kind of crazy too. But I think we don't really talk about sports. We're just like normal siblings. We like to mess with each other, mess around with each other, but we also care about each other at the end of the day, and we're gonna take care of each other because we know that's who we're gonna have to spend the rest of our lives with, and that's all we got.
Yeah.
So might as well like them and take care of them.
There you go. That's the way to look at it. I love that because it's like it keeps it still supportive, but also y'all don't let that be y'all's whole identity. Like, oh, we're just into sports. All we do is talk about sports. But like you said, we don't even talk about it. What we do on the field, on the track, that's what we do there. We go home, we're chilling, So it's nice to have that balance. Your dad told me that your favorite track athlete, or favorite athlete in general, was Wilma Rudolph.
I've done like 4 projects on her. I do one every year, I think. I try
Really?
to.
Wow. So I remember hearing her name in the past, but I just did some research on her recently to make sure I understood the significance of your times because she, back in 1960, she was in the Olympics and she ran around 11 seconds for the 100 and also around 24 seconds, give or take, in the 200. You're running those times now. So, and this is her in the Olympics. How does that what do you think about that? How does it make you feel like, wow, like this is my person, this is the person I look up to, the person who did all this at this high level on this stage in this year, and I'm doing what she's doing now. What does that mean when you reflect on that?
Trackflation. That's all I think about. Look at how we're going from the woman time, the fastest woman in the world being a 24 to 22, 21 to like almost probably 2019. Like what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think of trackflation, but I think of how fast that actually is. Like, the fastest woman in the world is running a 24 back in 1960. And it's like, it also shows me how far we progress and how far women in sports and especially in track and field can go. Like, we don't have to just peak at 22 or 21. Shoot, we can run 19s too. Watch out, boys. We can come from
Right.
too.
I feel like you said, every year is kind of progresses where you really don't know who can break out and do something crazy. Just because it hasn't been done before doesn't mean it can't be done. So, wow, watch out. You never know. So I'm assuming track and field is your favorite sport. Do you have other sports that you watch besides track and field that you also want to get into, or is track and field like, no, this is it? Or do you watch other ones for fun, or how does that work for you?
So I played softball. I played softball not sixth grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade year. And
oh wow,
I love it. I don't think I'm gonna get the chance to play again 10th grade year, but I love softball. I'm now watching the little softball games. I like watching baseball now. I've never been interested in baseball or softball. I thought it was boring. I always thought it was boring. I thought sports were boring. I rather watch on my cartoons. Like when I was little, I would just rather do something else than watch a sport. But I've grown to an appreciation of baseball and softball. It's an interesting sport, and I see how the hard work people put into it. And then I also say I'm growing a more appreciation for dance because I went to a
Mm.
dance convention for my cousin, and it was great. And now and one of my friends, she does dance, so it's like, oh, I'm going for the appreciation of other sports. I'll say that I'm seeing the impact and the effort it takes into playing these sports. So like my other friend, she does swim, and it's like I can see the impact of swim in her life and how she works hard. And so I'm growing an appreciation and a fondness for these different sports. Like football, now I can go to football games, watch and understand what's going on. I'm growing an appreciation for all those
Mm.
sports and the athletes, the hard work they put into it.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's really important for athletes of any sport to just be exposed, and kind of stay balanced and learn about other sports as well. Because you say, like you said, it gets a deeper appreciation for it and more like, okay, like I want to understand this. I can go to a football game and understand what does yardage mean. I can understand what this interception does. It really intrigues me that you were into softball as well because I became really into baseball lately, like starting last year, where I covered a few games, and I just like most of my content on my personal page on TikTok is just baseball related, and that's how I just started getting an audience. I just really love the sport, and I played softball for 1 year. Couldn't get a hit. I think played my junior year of high school, and to this day, me and my family joke about it. They're like, Makai had us over here dragging us to volleyball games and basketball games and soccer and softball. And I'm like, well, I got it out. There we go. I ran in, I ran in a run.
It
It's
was not the fair
fun.
part. All you gotta do, tell me to catch the ball, and I'll catch it. I played shortstop and outfield. Hated shortstop,
Ooh,
but I played center field. That was my favorite position. And all I gotta do,
center
catch the
field's
ball,
fun.
and then throw it out. But that was softball so quick on your feet. Like you got to think a lot. So it's
Yes,
like it
it
was too
is.
much for my track brain. I was like, okay, I just run, zone out, finish, cross the line. Like that's it. That's all I got to do. And you're talking about some think, grab. Mm-mm.
Yes, there's a lot that goes into it. Like it's not just a hit and that's it. Like like you said, shortstop is definitely nothing to play with. I think they put me on third base first, and I liked it. I like third base, and then they put me on second base, and they had to help the shortstop. I'm like, help? Like I'm supposed to have my own thing. Like they didn't put me on outfield, and I was like, I think I like third base better. But like you said, it's a lot that kind of goes into it because it's not. You got to, like you said, be on your toes. You got to always be watching the ball. You don't know if it's coming to you. You got to make sure you throw it to the right baseman.
Yeah, I don't know how
It's a
many times
lot, but
I
it's
get
fun.
hit with you get hit with the ball. You get hit when
Hmm.
you're swinging. It's too much.
It is
Kudos
a
to all the
lot.
softball players, but I enjoy watching. I enjoy watching the
Yes.
catches and stuff like that.
It's true. Did y'all do a lot of like chants and stuff on your
Middle school
team?
year we did, but not ninth grade year.
Oh man.
Yeah. Our high school team wasn't too fun, but it was
Oh.
it
So let's
was
cut
what
that
it
out.
was.
We're not doing that.
Yeah, it was what it was.
Yeah.
But middle school was where I really fell in love with the sport.
Wow. I'm trying to get my sisters to want to play softball, especially my youngest one. I'm like, you might want to go play some softball with the ribbons in your hair. She's like, I don't want to hear all that. Like, that's not for me. One day, maybe. We'll see. Do you watch college softball, like Oklahoma?
I've been like on Instagram. I get the Instagram
Okay.
feed. I'll be like, okay, look at y'all go. Look at y'all
Yes.
hitting it out the
When you
park.
get to college, the college atmosphere of softball is something else. I used to love going to the college games. You're gonna love
I'm
it.
gonna be at all the games. I'm gonna be at there's a game tonight.
Yes.
Oh, okay, where at? Baseball game tonight?
I'll
Okay,
be
I'm
there. I'll
there.
be there.
Softball game, I'm there.
Exactly.
Soccer game, I'm coming. Football game,
There we
I'm gonna be
go.
there. Definitely gonna be at that one.
Oh yeah. Right. That's you have to go to a football game. Like that's in college. Yeah. I love that mindset, especially because most of the time it's free. Maybe not the football games, but if you're a student athlete, then it's probably gonna be free. So it's
I
gonna be
like that
fun. It's a
word,
really fun
free.
time. Yeah, there we go. Me too.
I like
Once I
that.
heard it was free, I said, "Oh yeah, let me get my ticket. I'm going." Basketball games, all that, gymnastics meet.
I gotta start liking basketball. I want to, but it's like it's cool and all, but it hasn't piqued my interest just yet.
That's fair. I'd rather watch it in person than on TV sometimes. If it's a really good game, I watch it on TV with my family, but I'd rather go to a game in person. Then I'm like, okay, I'm locked in.
Okay, yeah,
Other than that,
I went to Clemson versus Georgia Tech, and it was cool.
Mm.
It's like okay, baseball,
Georgia
basketball,
Tech is good.
but
Yeah.
it was like watching on TV, the highlights is like it's okay, and it's like it's cool.
Yeah.
Like
I can take it or leave it.
yeah.
That's fair. That's so fair. I know it's still kind of early in your career, but I'm assuming, and I know you probably can't say a whole bunch about it, but I'm assuming you already talked to like a few schools already, or kind of have some things you're kind of looking forward to. What are some things you're looking forward to as far as the recruitment process, and how early would you like to be recruited? What are some things you're looking at for as far as the colleges itself, rather than just the athletic program, and some things you're just excited about?
So I'm really excited to go on the like campus tours and get to see the campus, and the part where you get to be with the other athletes that you're gonna spend like 4 years, 4 years, 3 years, 2 years of college with.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see them, grow a relationship with them, and I think I want to also enjoy high school because I don't want to take away from my senior year. So I don't think I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
commit and then go straight to college. I want
Yeah.
to be a high schooler, finish out that senior year because I'm gonna be at all the senior year functions. I'm gonna be at
Right.
prom,
Hey.
homecoming, all of
Yes.
that, senior sunrise, all of that. I'm participating, so I'm gonna have fun doing
Yeah.
it. So I'm. It's like
There we go.
I want to have both the experience of the like college experience in one bubble, the high school experience in one bubble. Keep them separated, like they're gonna overlap like with my classes and like
Mm-hmm.
curriculum. And I want to like start looking junior year and just be content. But I want it to be like two different bubbles. One's here, separated, and they won't
Yeah.
overlap it.
Yeah.
They won't move until I move. So.
That's a good mindset to have, especially when you're trying to, like you said, enjoy your high school year. You don't want to look back and be like, oh man, I wish I would have done this when I was in high school. Because you're gonna, like you said, college. When you're in college, you'll be immersed in college. It'll be college all 24/7.
Mhm.
You'll be by yourself. You'll have your own, life going on there. But it's nice to be in it now, especially in high school, because you'll be able to make memories with your friends and enjoy your athletic success and your academics and all of that. And then it'll kind of be able to transfer over into that. So it's nice to have that mindset of keeping both separate but still looking forward to and enjoying where you are right now. So
Mhm.
that's a good mindset to have. So congratulations again. Last year you signed an NIL deal with Nike.
Yes.
And that's very exciting.
Yes.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. So before we get into that, I saw that Fairburn named a day after you, Melanie Doggett Day.
It was for my party. We had a celebration for the signing of the NIL because we had a celebration in August, but we got it. We signed, and I signed in June, like around my birthday. So,
Okay.
and then we went to Nike Outdoor, and it was yeah. So it was very
Wow.
cool. It was very cool. And then we celebrated, and I just can't wait to see all the Fairburn girls. It's exciting to have a day named after me. That's kind of cool. I'm gonna get all my,
That is cool.
yes, 2 days for Melanie, my birthday, and August 9th. So,
That's exciting.
but I think it's cool. I hope people can look up to me and be like, okay, let's go run track. I hope Fairburn can be a new little track hub for all the people. We go out and we,
Yeah.
run and you just enjoy the sport, whether it's jumping, high throwing, or sprinting, just enjoying going out there and enjoying the sport.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. And that is neat that you have 2 days to look forward to every year. Like, okay, now my birthday and I have my day. Very, very excited for you to see how that transpires into your collegiate career. So what all did the Nike NIL deal entail? Did they just reach out to you and say, hey, we want to sign you on? Or how did that whole conversation go? But also, I want to know, what were the moments leading up to that conversation that kind of gave you a hint of, this might be something that we're going to be working out?
I have no clue. No clue at all. My dad works out everything, and I am so grateful for him because he is like the
Nice.
mastermind. Well, he's the face of the operation, but my mom, she's the mastermind behind all of it. But that was his business brain going business wild. So
Mm,
that's like a him question. But about Nike, I've always like knew Nike was going to be the thing because
Hmm.
I couldn't see myself with any other brand. You know, always wore. I've never not worn Nike shoes. My family's never not
Yeah.
worn Nike. So it's like, okay, seeing this full circle moment, like, okay, my first spikes were Nike
Mm.
spikes. So, and seeing that come
Wow.
full circle moment, you know, it's like I always knew it was going to be Nike. So, yeah.
What does it mean to you on a larger scale to be signed by this? I know you said it's a full circle moment, which is amazing. But now that you're in it, was it everything you kind of dreamed it would be, or more, or better? What are some perks that you're able to do with this NIL deal? And what are some advice that you have for people who are also trying to follow in your footsteps with NIL now that it's becoming bigger and bigger each year, especially within the high school realm of things?
Figure out what you want before you sign, and read your contract before you sign. Make sure it like fits your like image and fits who you are as a person, and don't just sign nothing just to get the money. Like, money can
Mm.
come and go, contracts can come and go, but the like your image is gonna stick with you for your whole life. So just be careful what you sign, and you can NIL doesn't make the athlete. You could be a great athlete and still not have an NIL deal. That doesn't mean it's not coming, but
Hmm.
you don't have to be like, oh my gosh, Melanie got an NIL deal. It's freshman year of high school. I need to be like Melanie. Don't be like Melanie. Be you.
Yeah.
Go at your own pace, because you know God has prepared your steps before you, and you're not me, I'm not you, so we're not going to do the things the same way. But just walking your own path, it's coming. Greatness is always coming at everybody's doorstep. You just got to work towards it and keep doing what you're doing. You're a great athlete, and you have to work for it. But that doesn't. Sometimes miracles happen, and it's gonna come, and you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, thank you, Lord. And it's just gonna be, it's a process of just understanding, like I said, who you are first, so you can help these companies brand you who you are and who you think that people want to see.
That's really great advice that anybody could take in any, like, even I'm taking that advice as someone who is searching for certain job opportunities or certain opportunities in general within my career. It's easy to look at someone else and be like, oh my gosh, like they're getting everything, they're doing this, they're doing that. But then you're forgetting what God already blessed you with in this season. So it's nice to like kind of keep that in perspective, like, okay, no, this is nice. I'm proud of them. Congratulate them. They're doing great. But this is my lane. This is my zone. So let me stay in it and go in my pace with this. And is being part of the Nike family everything you kind of dreamed of, or is it something, or do you think it's more, or how is that working for you now?
I think it's everything I ever dreamed of. It's a very exciting opportunity. It's so cool. The campus is really nice. The people are very friendly, very open, and excited for me to be there, and they make me feel very welcome and cared for, and come, and like, so it's very like, if it's a good it was a good opportunity. It's a good opportunity for me, and I'm very excited to be a part of the Nike family.
It's very rewarding. So that's exciting. So what is a strategy you have, whether it's mental, whether it's a workout, or a pep talk you give yourself? What is something that you kind of go into the race with, then you know, okay, this is what I need to start my race?
Um, so like there's a big difference between indoor and outdoor. I was explaining this to my friends at lunch today, but it's like on inside, no wind and everything. It's warm all the time, so you gotta. It's like there's no elemental factors that can set you back. You just go out and get it, but there's also no wind to help you push you forward. So it's all just straight raw running. So it's
Mm.
like, okay. So it's like a different mindset. Like, okay, well, there's nothing can mess me up. Nothing can mess me up. No cold bursts or any random cold air is going to chill me while I'm doing my warm ups. You're going to be okay.
Mm.
You're going to be warm. You're going to be ready to warm up and stuff. Big difference is probably the curves. Like when you're on because
Mm.
the indoor is 200-meter track, outdoors 400-meter track, but it's like the curves are like a lot of people say they get hurt on the curves, like with their ankles. So
Yeah, I've heard about that a
yeah, so
lot.
it's just an understanding that, like, okay, it's a bank track. I'm up in the sky. I'm tilting like this, trying to start. But it's like understanding how the different surfaces, how you run, because like when you're banked, you got to figure out, okay, I got to climb up a hill to get down the next 200 straight. So how am I gonna train to get there? Like, am I going to focus on pushing out harder and getting my momentum to carry me up that hill and then using that force to bring me back down? Or am I going to like do hill work to help me like power up the hill and stuff like that? But when it's like outdoor, your
Mm.
everything is flat. There's cold air could blow in. Thunderstorms could happen in between, in the middle of your race. You never know.
Yeah.
People get
Right.
shot.
So many
People
factors.
get struck by lightning outside trying to run track. So it's like,
Yeah.
let's just
Yeah.
all figure this out together as you go. You when you're
Yeah.
outdoor, you're running and you're gonna run. Something might happen. You might get a big gust of wind and you might run a great time. That's phenomenal. But it also might get randomly cold and something throws off your thing. You gotta understand like the elements and be like, okay, this might happen, but we're gonna move past it and see, okay, what can I do
Hmm.
better next time to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
Right. Which one do you prefer, indoor or outdoor?
I like both. I like both a lot. Indoor is fun. For me. It's like two different track and field. Like indoor is fun. Like you're running indoor. Like you're inside. Everything is warm. Indoor is more
Mm.
like professional for me, and outdoor is so much
Mm.
more like fun. Like we're all out here in the hot sun. We don't want to be out here in the hot sun, but we all out here in the hot sun running. So it's just like a fun experience. Everyone gets closer. I feel like indoor is more like professional business. Okay, we're running, run, do this, yada yada. But outdoor makes you feel more
Mm.
like you're in the track family. Like especially when you're at school track,
Mm.
like you're just like you're running, and everyone on your team is out there, and we all out there struggling together because it's hot, but we all out here having a good time. So it's just like outdoor is more of a community and a family aspect, while indoor is more professional and run.
That is true. It is like a whole different atmosphere and vibe watching both of them or entering both of them. So that's a good way to kind of put it. It does seem more professional, I guess, for indoor and outdoors. More like, all right, we're all out here. Let's see what we're gonna do. What is there a prayer or like a saying or pep talk you give yourself before any race, or is it just let's just go out there and run?
So I'd say I always be like, Lord, let whatever you want happen, and I'm just gonna go along for the ride. And I also pray against fear because I get really nervous before my races. I would be scared, especially
Mm.
before that 400. I'd be like, dang. Lord, we all be like, oh, please let something happen so I don't have to run this race. But it never happens. You're always going to have to get up there on the line. So it's like, okay, well, Lord, let whatever you need to happen, and I'm going to be okay with the results. But I realized I've learned this. Like I ran the 400 at JO's, and I was telling myself, I don't want to run this. I hope something bad happens so I don't have to run this. And I'm not going to run my best. I kept telling myself that, and then I realized once I got out there, I'm like, I'm not running my best. I'm not trying as hard as I usually do. So the words
Mm.
you say definitely have impact over the race. So now I just say, Lord,
Yeah.
that your will be done, and I'm going to be okay with the result. But I'm also still going to put in the effort so I can run my hardest because that's what really matters, the execution and not the place or the time. Well, the time is important too. You want to
Yeah.
run that, but
Right.
the effort, you got to put in the effort. The only thing you can't do is put in effort. So yeah.
I That's very understandable. I like how you admit it, like how sometimes you would be like, "Oh, I pray that something bad happens, or I won't have something happens, or I don't have to run this." It is like that sometimes. I remember when I was playing volleyball, I loved the sport so much, and I thought it was fun, but I was like subbing out for one person, like to go in, and I was praying to God. As much as I wanted to go in there and play, I like was letting my nerves get the best of me. So I'm like, Lord, I pray that there's some way I won't be able to go out there.
Like,
Even though I wanted to play, but I was like, but I don't want to mess up. I don't want my parents over here watching me. Like, I just pray that they, have a good run and they just stay out there and win the game before I can even go out there. But it's like, now I'm looking back, like maybe that had an impact on how much I was playing and how poorly I would do at certain times because I would already kind of expect the worst and kind of speak that, like, oh, this is not going to work out. I'm not going to get the ball. I can't serve it over the net. And now I'm like, dang, like that probably did have an impact on how I played. So,
I'm never gonna do that again. We don't,
yeah.
because I was, yeah. So we're just gonna take it as it is. We're gonna be like, okay, I know I gotta run this. I don't want to run this, and I hate that I have to run it, but I know I'm still gonna probably have to get on this line. So might as well do it and do
Yeah.
my best doing it. So yeah.
Exactly. So, what do you think is your out of all your races that you ran? What was your number one best race that you'll never forget?
Um, Either when I ran the 717 or when I
Mm.
ran the 22. That was like a race I'll never forget. Or here's a better one. Those are great races. Times beautiful. But I'll never forget when I was like 10 years old. It was JO's in Savannah, California. Not Savannah, sorry. San Francisco, California,
Like,
and we were up there, and I was with my mom, and I was getting ready to run the 200, and that's my favorite race. I was ready to go out there and run my hardest, and as I run, my spikes fall out. All of my
oh,
spikes fall out except for like the bottom two, not even the top two at the front. The bottom two didn't fall out, and then I came in second place, and I was so upset. And it was the finals too, so I couldn't rerun it, and all my spikes were gone. I was like,
oh
dang.
gosh.
And so I went to my mommy. I'm like, mommy, all my spikes fell off, and I'm crying. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, baby. I ain't screwing in tight enough. I'm so sorry. And I was like,
Oh
and so I was like, dang.
no.
And so I'll
Gosh.
never forget that race because it was like, dang. Because I felt myself slipping, I was trying to get, because I was in first, and then all my spikes fell off. And then I was trying
Oh
to,
my goodness.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. That would send me into shock. Like, oh my goodness. What just happened? I can just imagine you running and then feeling yourself like just landing downward. Like, why am I like moving weird? What's going on?
Foot kept slipping on that leg. So I was like, what's going on? I can't grip
Yikes.
the ground. And it was like, dang.
Yeah. Goodness. Wow. Yeah. It just shows you how really important those spikes are. And then like screwing them in tight. They also getting the right spikes. I remember my siblings had to deal with a lot of that, like making sure they had the right spikes, making sure they screwed it in the night before. And it was a whole routine they had to get down before they was like, okay, we got it. And I think they have it now, but they have some days. That's a memorable one for the books for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So we're down to our last question. Can you believe we've been on here for 40 minutes?
No,
It does not feel like 40
it did not feel
minutes.
like 40 minutes.
Wow. But I love these type of interviews because I feel like it's a nice conversation. And then the more, I guess, talkative the athlete is, I just love hearing their story. And it makes the time go by really fast. And it just becomes a really enjoyable conversation. So I'm glad we was able to do this.
Yes, I'm glad too.
So now we're down to our last question. You've already kind of given us a lot of great advice. You talked about just making sure you stay in your lane, making sure you kind of focus on what you're doing, being the best at what you can. Words have power. What if there was something that you haven't said yet today? One piece of advice that you'll always carry with you that you would want to tell any athlete, whether younger, same age, older, to kind of stick with them on their athletic journey. What would it be?
I'd say let's put our pride aside. Let's repent and believe in God. Like a lot of athletes, I'm very prideful. I think in my mind, I think I'm the best. But again, that as I say, you gotta really think about yourself and really put yourself into perspective, like from outside, and be like, hey, I'm just this. Like I'm just a person. So I feel
Mm.
like we should all put our pride aside and be like, hey, I'm just a normal person, but then think about someone who is extra like out of this world, and then I think about God and think about how like I can't do any of this without Him, and so I want other people to just look back at your life and think about who you are as a person, and think about all the good, the bad, the
Mhm.
ugly. Think about all the things you've been through, and just think about it, and
Mm.
then think about the God that loves you, the God that died on the cross for you. So it's just I want everyone to put that into perspective and think, hey, we're all just on this little rock floating, trying to do our best. And so I think we
Mm.
can take that into perspective and be like, okay, but there's a God who loves me, and so your mistakes, they don't make up who you are. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. So you just do your best, keep trying to do your best, and love everyone else around you because they all trying to do their best too.
Amen to that. That is a good perspective to have. It's just looking at the full story of your life, looking at the whole, all the details, your creator, God just kind of working in your life through every situation, like you said, good, bad, or ugly. So that's a really good piece of advice to kind of look at. Sometimes it's nice to just stop and be like, hold on. God's with me through this. Like, why am I tripping? Like, this is actually, God. This is God's plan. Let me do what I need to do, and let God handle the rest. And then just like you said, having the humility to be like, you know what, I'm just a person, but God has given me this talent, so let me act in this. Let me, honor Him while I'm doing this. Very great mindset to have with everything that you do. So that's really nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, that is the end of the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. We will have some clips of these parts of this episode in the production that we're gonna have before the end of March. So I might release this right after that comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't watched it already, definitely go check it out on the YouTube and also the Instagram or the athlete section. And where can they find you, Melanie, on social media, or where else you might be on, or also your stats? Where can they find you?
So I think my stats are on MileSplit, so you can look on there. And then for Instagram and TikTok, I'm mostly active on Instagram. You can find me at mel.luv.track on both TikTok and Instagram, and that's where you can find my posts and my socials. So yeah. Oh, and Just Doggett at Just Doggett Sports if you want to see like races. I kind of post my like personal stuff on my personal kind of plus business on my Instagram. So just at Just Doggett if you just want the races.
You heard it here first. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. I really enjoyed this.
Thank you for bringing me on. Thank you.